It's week 3 of the National Football League, and if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Saints and the Niners. All that and more coming up next on EA Sports.
Well, the onset of fall weather, certainly a welcome occurrence for folks in Silicon Valley, and we've got football on a gorgeous day here in Santa Clara as we are situated at Levi's Stadium. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you take a look at these 49ers as they interplay here. It's been a great start to the season, back-to-back wins to begin the campaign.
Yeah, you don't want to get too excited. There's still a lot of season to go, but they've come out playing good fundamental football, and that might carry them a long way.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Saints, they come in at an early crossroads. As of this morning, summer officially over. It's time for autumn football, and we're underway on EA Sports. And he won't quite make it to the 25. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. And they will be led out by their signal caller in his second year in the NFL now.
And frankly, this is the type of game that a great quarterback relishes because 0-2 on the road, everything's against him and his team. No one can expect them to win. Sometimes you band together real tight in that situation, and if he plays really well, they've got a chance to get that done.
And he ran right through one tackle as he fights forward for a gain of 7. And we're going to stop play here, at least momentarily. It looks like there is a 49er who's in some discomfort. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Rattler wants to throw it. And an off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete. You look at this Niner defense, and they've been excellent against the pass, the number 6 unit in the NFL.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
So on 4th down, on is Lou Hedley to punt for New Orleans. It'll be a net of 40 yards there following a 43-yard punt, 3-yard return, and the Niners will go on offense 1st and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And a look here now at their 4th-year quarterback.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel, doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
You know what I like about that play? He didn't try to do too much on 1st down. He took what the defense gave him, put together a solid gain to bring up 2nd and manageable. Now they have a couple of plays to pick up just a few yards and a new set of downs.
A quick throw, but incomplete.
I know tight ends love this route because a lot of times they'll fake a block first and get a little bit of space and then come across the middle because in their mind, they're thinking catch the ball and then drop the hammer on the little guys in the secondary.
Unable to drop the hammer, he just dropped the pass. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs.
I'm not sure he falls under the category of mobile quarterback, but he's athletic enough that if you don't keep your rush lanes intact, he finds a way to hurt you.
As coaches like to say, I wouldn't call him a burner, but enough there in the tank. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. Well, following the play now, they're going to stop the clock here as a man is shaken up. 2nd down and 4. Purdy now to throw. Man open, that's Deebo Samuel. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Saints 40. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. The tight end in motion right. Purdy now to throw off the play action. The throw here right sideline falls incomplete. The Niners at 2-0 here to begin the season. And they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Open man is Samuel, complete. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints 30. Give them 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward.
First and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Once more, Purdy looking to throw. Throw left side, complete. That's Neal. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. From the 25, here's 2nd and 4.
2nd and 4 at the 25-yard line.
Back to throw, Purdy. Gets this one to Juszczyk. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Well, this has certainly been a nice drive with the way they've spread the football around. Here, they even get the fullback involved in the passing game. That's got to cause a lot of consternation on the defensive side. You've got to cover him, too. That makes things really difficult.
Looking middle, and that's complete. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left.
Second and inches at the 9-yard line.
Throwing here, Purdy. And his throw here is going to be incomplete.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on 3rd down.
On the ground, here's the 4th-round pick from April's draft. And the Niners are going to be set up with a 1st and goal as they get the conversion there on 3rd and inches. A stop there on 3rd. They could have held them to 3 on this opening drive. Now they have to bow their necks on 1st and goal.
And if I'm looking at this from the offense's point of view, that's a big-time pickup right there. And I go...
Blitz coming, and down he goes. It'll go as nearly a loss of 10 on 1st and goal, so a disaster there. It goes as a 9-yard loss on the sack. Now a toss play. It's Neal. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11.
Holding offense.
A crucial penalty there as the hold backs him up for another 2nd and goal. Shotgun now with Purdy. Got a man. That's Ayuk. That'll go for a gain of 7. And now what we have here, a 3rd and goal.
A gain of 7 yards. It's now 3rd and goal.
Now whistles here, and I think one of the big boys for the 49ers might have jumped.
Ball start. Offense.
And maybe they were coming with a blitz that time, and it caused a jump.
I think if we saw it, you know that they saw it. Might have been a little discussion down there. Bad guys coming. Pick them up. Pick them up. And someone jumped.
And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. A nightmare on 3rd and goal. He's sacked, and multiple players broke through the line to get him. And, Charles, part of the reason they lost last week, they didn't have a single sack. Well, they changed that quickly.
But did they ever? And it was something they talked about with us extensively. They needed to get pressure. How were they going to get to the quarterback? Obviously, they schemed themselves into a great play, didn't they?
For the field goal, a 49-yard attempt.
And his kick is indeed good. And the 49ers take a 3-0 lead. So an opening drive field goal maybe doesn't whip this crowd into a frenzy, but I think that they will take the early lead.
There's no doubt about it. They will always take the early lead, and maybe that celebration comes later if they play well and they can break things open. But right now, this was all about letting the offense just get settled in.
And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. And we're going to stop play here, at least momentarily. It looks like there is a 49er who's in some discomfort. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And on the first drive, 3 and out. I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Rattler working out of the gun. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. And he's able to break out of one tackle, but then quickly brought down. You look at this Niner defense, and they've been excellent against the pass, the number 6 unit in the NFL.
You have to like the way that they've played in the first month. They have to be very proud being a top 10 unit against the pass. Their goal, though, in this one, see if they can improve that ranking.
And that'll be a free 5 yards for the offense.
Just like a tennis match, that's just an unforced error. Stay alert, don't jump early, and give them free yardage.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's a run for Kamara. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
2nd and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping.
Encroachment, defense.
So 5 yards there as one of the big guys up front moved.
And in a 4-3 front, you've got the 2 defensive tackles
Still second
right
down.
near the football. I know there's a lot of movement around there, but they're always taught to have one eye on the football. Apparently, that didn't happen.
They'll throw. Here's Rattler. His throw incomplete.
They've given him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big 3rd down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
Rattler from the gun, 3rd down. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point, and they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
Back out there comes the 49ers offense ready for their 2nd drive. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. Purdy will set up to throw it here. He finds his man, complete. It's Neal. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. 1st down.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Purdy throws the out route and completes it to Samuel. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 18 more yards there and another 1st down.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
And good space to operate there as he takes this down inside the 45-yard line. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another 1st down. It will. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here.
Encroachment, defense.
A bit of a jump there, CD. He breaks the line, and that'll be 5 yards.
And you've got to stay more disciplined than that, Brandon. That's just a free gift to the offense.
So a 1st and 5 now after the 5-yard penalty from the neutral zone infraction. Here's Purdy. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
The quarterback got away with one there. Looked like he was in line for a pick, but instead it's knocked harmlessly to the turf.
Purdy looking to throw. That's into the hands of Fortson. That one good for 7 as this long drive continues and the chains move again.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a 1st down.
That is incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Now Purdy. And that one too wide and incomplete.
What will look like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
Throw out wide is incomplete. Fourth down after the New Orleans defense holds serve.
Smart move to throw that one away. You're in field goal range, so you definitely don't want to be loose with the ball. And that's great work by this defense to force a fourth down.
39-yard attempt.
And his kick is good. And that will make it 6-0. So scores on their first two possessions, but 6-0, so field goals probably not what they were hoping for.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Now Rattler. Now throw right side here, going to be incomplete.
And I can see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
And down he goes. The 49ers get there. Malik Collins. What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
49ers have an extra defensive back on the field. A nickel set for third down. To the air is Rattler. That's to the sideline and incomplete.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first three drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. 43 yards on the punt, return of 4. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. So here are the Niners to take over on offense. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. Debo going in motion left. Out of the gun, Purdy. Open man is Fortson. He's got it. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That one good for 20 on the catch and run. So a good grab there. And here's a guy, he had to learn the offense quick, just picked up as a free agent earlier this week.
And usually there's a connection, isn't there? A past coach, someone from the front office who knew him from before and thought that he could help this team.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. From the 32-yard line now, here's 2nd down and 7.
At the 32-yard line.
They run again with Neal. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32.
Holding offense.
Temporarily out of field goal range now as they come up on a 2nd and long after the holding call. Back to throw. Purdy. He's got the hook up downfield to Samuel. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 22-yard line. 6-0 our score after 1. The 49ers with the football here to begin the second quarter as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Operating from the gun. Purdy. That's caught by Ayuk on the slant. And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19.
And we're going to stop play here, at least momentarily. It looks like there is a 49er who's in some discomfort. 2nd and 7. Purdy from the gun.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's Neal.
And the 49ers are going to be set up with a 1st and goal here as the tackle made at the 9. A kicker fest so far, all points via field goals. They're hoping to change that right here.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. A gain of 9 there. Sets up 2nd and goal. Again, he'll drop to throw.
That'll be caught by Ayuk. Touchdown, 49ers. Brandon Ayuk.
His 3rd touchdown now on the year.
And the Niners are able to stretch out their lead.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet or they just executed better. Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
Yeah, it works very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
So following the touchdown, here's Moody back out to send it away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
And now the Saints get set to trot out there. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now.
Throwing is Rattler.
And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
From the shotgun, Rattler. There's a short one to the tight end, Johnson.
And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40.
It's a gain of 3. 1st down, Saints.
Rattler wants to throw it. Over the middle and complete to Shaheed.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
A gain of 13 yards. And the Saints 1st down.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? And he got a little aggressive too early.
And he did, wanting that quick takeoff as the ball was snapped. But I think sometimes those big guys on offense, they're pretty cagey too, right? They make those little sudden moves or those little subtle moves that get you to jump.
Here's Rattler. That'll be taken in by Shaheed.
And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Defensively, he has been a presence in their backfield in the 1st half. Had a sack earlier, and now he comes up with a big tackle for a loss.
2nd and 11.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his 1st NFL sack. The Saints on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 19. He'll look to throw. Under pressure, they got him again.
Multiple players getting home for the 1-yard sack. These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles. And that front seven defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves them with 3rd and 5.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
3rd and 5.
Purdy now to throw.
Eluding the pressure right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. The sack coming from defensive end Cameron Jordan.
Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return. And the Saints will have a short field in front of them. They take over here, 1st and 10.
And they'll fake the jet sweep there and instead hand to Kamara.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Perry on the move to the right. From the gun, here's Rattler. And that one going to be off target and incomplete.
So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
And he is going to have a Saints 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on 3rd down, and they keep the drive going.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Kamara. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
Now the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
Following the penalty, it's Kamara. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line.
Trey Greenlaw in there on the tackle.
They'll drop to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Back to throw here.
He throws it on the move but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
That's leaking to the right, and he missed it by a foot or 2. It's no good.
Always disappointing when you miss a field goal, but when you're playing against a defense this good, you and I both know that's a crucial miss because you can't afford to leave any points out there. You've got to take them when you can.
This pass to Jennings, and he makes the catch.
And a nice job to break free of 1 tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. Here's 2nd and 7.
At the 44-yard line.
Back to throw, Purdy. Through the middle of the field.
And finally wrestled down at the 8-yard line. A big play there for the Niners. 48 yards.
Well, as my dad would say sometimes, I'm just scratching my head here trying to figure out what was going on there defensively. How did you lose him in the middle of the field? If you're going to lose a receiver, make sure it's someone on the short side of things, not deep downfield, that can hurt your defense.
Throwing here, Purdy. That's caught out right by Jennings. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be 2nd and goal. Purdy will look to throw again here. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal.
It's 3rd and goal.
Here's Guerrero. And he'll take this into the end zone for a San Francisco touchdown. Isaac Guerrero, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Niners are able to extend their lead.
Sometimes offenses can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
Moody good with the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to an even 20. So after the made field goal by Moody, he's back out to kick this one away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
There's Chris Olave. First connection there of the afternoon for those two, and it's good for a first down.
Chris Olave, a 5-yard gain on the play. And the Saints first down.
Kamara up the middle. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. There to stop him on the defensive side, Fred Warner. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. We remind you that coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will be alongside. He'll have highlights and analysis from Orlando of this first half of action. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down. Here's Lou Hedley now.
Henley in punt formation for the Saints.
Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. The Niners offense and Brock Purdy getting ready for this next possession. And he's had things all his way in this first half. The numbers sensational as he'll look to add to them with another drive here. Purdy will set up to throw it here. Over the middle, complete. That's Evans. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Nice way to start the drive. A gain of 12 and a first down.
At the 32-yard line.
Here's Purdy. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Neal. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. From the 37, they work on 2nd and 6. In motion right, one of the tight ends. Purdy off the play fake. A short throw here to Latu. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play, and that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
Second and a couple.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Again, it's Purdy to throw it. That ball caught. Brandon Ayuk.
Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1.
Play action. Now Purdy.
And the ball is knocked out.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, that's unfortunate because he had a nice run going, but give credit to the defense. They got a hand in the cookie jar there, CD.
You have to think about vision, finding a place to get down after you know you've gotten all you can out of a run. And obviously, ball security is paramount. In today's football, everyone's coming after the rock. You've got to make sure you protect it and protect the yardage you just gained.
Final 17 seconds of the half here as they come up to the line, 1st and 10.
They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far.
As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman.
All right, Brandon, thanks. And welcome in everybody to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Time for a look around the NFL here in Week 3 of the new year. We'll begin up at U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, where you see the final score there. J.J. McCarthy, a touchdown pass in the victory. Next, we head down to Houston to check on the Texans at home at NRG Stadium. And they were losers in that one as they fall to the visiting Tennessee Titans. Tony Pollard, a touchdown run in the victory. Finally, let's get to the desert to check on the Cardinals at home in Glendale. And they were winners in that ball game as they beat the visiting Washington Commanders. Michael Wilson, a touchdown catch in the victory. We saw a fine performance in the first half from the former Mr. Irrelevant, Brock Purdy. He's got a touchdown through the air as his guys have raced out to a gigantic early lead. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The 49er offense set to go to begin quarter number 3. Hey, Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go.
Shotgun now with Purdy.
He completes it to Evans. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
That's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do because what they normally will do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot that they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese, right? Don't go for the mousetrap. But it's hard to do because when you see a guy cutting that in that direction, you tend to go towards him.
Even after the penalty, still a full 7 yards to go on 3rd down.
Now Purdy.
And it's caught by Jennings.
And he is going to have a Niners first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10.
40-yard line.
Purdy looking to throw.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Neal. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves him with 3rd and 9 looming.
Brings up 3rd down and 9.
Purdy sets up to throw again. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. Touchdown, 49ers. A great effort there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the 49ers are able to widen their advantage. Well, forget about the weapons out wide. He knows he's got another weapon in the backfield in the passing game, Charles, and he utilized him perfectly on that play.
And the offense coordinator showed me something on that play, Brandon, because so often during a game, our cameras find them looking down at their play sheets, and you wonder if they're absorbing anything. He had something specific in mind, and he went to it, and it worked well.
Moody good with the extra point.
And that stretches the lead all the way up to 27.
Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
The Saints offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field.
And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara.
Up past the 30, 2nd down coming up. Well, this defense, they've got the 4-score advantage, and you can see why they continue to bottle up the run game, and really they've just been sharp in all facets here in this one, CD.
Yeah, they've kept that offense in check the entire game, and I think it's been led by what you just talked about, that defensive front, which has not allowed them to run the football and establish control of the line of scrimmage. Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time, separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
They'll throw. Here's Rattler.
And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag coming in. This could be a first down. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10.
To the air is Rattler. Gets this complete to Shaheed.
And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
2nd and 11. Rattler working out of the gun.
And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to make it 4th down. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Fair catch called for right around the 11-yard line. The 49ers offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. Well, certainly they'd rather have the scenario they had last time out, Charles. Remember, they had the short field. They took it in the end zone. Now this is going to have to be a longer, more sustained drive if they want to get points.
Yeah, a little bit more of a quick strike opportunity last time by where they were on the field, and you're exactly right about that. But now, backed up a little bit. What's that old expression we love to use? Time to matriculate the ball down the field and try and do it again.
Throwing the out route and complete. That's Jennings. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And 3rd and 8 now.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Purdy. He'll get this to his tight end, Latu. And he is going to have a 49ers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
And he now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9.
Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
Throwing on 2nd and long.
Purdy. He'll get this into the hands of Ayuk. And they'll make sure he's touched down. 3rd and 5.
They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
And that's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly their first pick of the game, but it does bring up 4th down.
Here comes the 49ers punter now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. They begin on the ground with Kamara. Shoves him aside.
And he'll get this to the 32. Now that ground game just continues to struggle to really get any momentum in this ball game, Charles. And I mean, you're at the point here, 3rd quarter, down 4 scores, probably going to have to put it in the air.
Oh, no question about it. So that's your only chance, your only opportunity. But think of the pressure you just put on your offensive line, because if you're a pass rusher, you're not even thinking about them running the football. All you're doing is getting into that sprinter stance and going after the quarterback.
From the shotgun, Rattler. Open man left side. Shaheed has it.
And he's brought down short. 2 yards there. Needed 4.
And we're going to stop play here, at least momentarily. It looks like there is a 49er who's in some discomfort. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Call it 46 yards on the punt, just a single yard on the return as he was covered quickly. And out will come the offense as they take over. The 49ers offense now, they get set to head back on the field.
And as we look back at how we got here, you'll notice a common theme in these highlights. A lot of yardage through the air. The passing game has been sharp right from the outset.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts. From the 23, this is 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 23-yard line.
Purdy from the gun.
Evans has it left side.
And he'll be corralled right around the 34. A gain of 10 and a 49er first down.
First down. First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Out of the gun, Purdy. And his throw is incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Gets this one to use check. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
It's 3rd and 7.
Once more, Purdy looking to throw. That to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete. Now a timeout here, at least for the moment. Looks like one of the Saints is injured, shaken up on that last play. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. Here comes the 49ers punter now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. Fair catch called for and made at the 16 or maybe the 17-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. They'll try to get the offense going with Kamara. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. All right, so they got that one, Charles, against the center.
And let's remember how difficult it is for the center, because remember, he's got to snap the ball to put the play in motion, and sometimes you got that big guy on your nose. You got sometimes where he's coming at you at an angle. It's a difficult job for him to snap the ball and then execute his block.
That's a gain of 11. Would have been a first down if not for that penalty moments ago.
At the 19-yard line.
From the gun, here's Rattler. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. Well, a nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. Now Rattler. And the Niners get there and bring him down. Leonard Floyd, he's the culprit, causes a loss of 5, and it brings up 4th down. Here comes the Saints punter now, as he's on to kick it away. Shreds him with a stiff arm. So possession goes over here on the punt. The Niners offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he's been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been totally taken apart, and that is borne out in his numbers. He's been terrific all game long. Play action, and now here's Purdy to throw it. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down.
Brandon, once that one broke down, there were only so many options left for him to take. Fortunately, only 1st down, so he smartly got the yardage he could get and didn't worry about trying to turn it into a bigger play and end up taking a bigger loss. Here, they hope they can regroup and get something different going here on 2nd down. Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Purdy now to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a 1st down. Now that's absolutely frustrating for a defender. Had a chance to get him on the ground before he got to the sideline, but what great vision and understanding where he is on the field as he headed for the marker and picked up the 1st down. He finds his man, complete. That's Neal. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here in Santa Clara.
A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4.
Throwing here, Purdy.
And this is caught by Evans. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be second down.
And there wasn't much room for the big tight end to do much after the catch. But at least he was able to pick up a solid gain to help his offense continue to move in the right direction.
Purdy bootlegging it.
And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco.
Cameron Latu.
An 11-yard touchdown.
And the 49ers are closing in on a 3rd straight victory to start the campaign. I'm not sure what other ground there is to cover here. I mean, this offense has been amazing. Just total domination, Charles.
They've clicked so well, and if you really focus in on the offensive line, they've protected well when they've wanted to throw the ball. They've moved people off the line of scrimmage when they've wanted to run it. Smiles all the way around. This offense has been really good in this one.
Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. And we're going to stop play here, at least momentarily. It looks like there is a 49er who's in some discomfort. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense.
And they, unfortunately, are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat.
It'll be a gain of 5, and that will bring up second down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Here's Rattler.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him.
But when this game is done, the credit will go to the consistent pressure on the quarterback as a huge cause of this win. Most teams are happy if they get a few of these games per year. You know they're going to watch this tape over and over, try to identify what's working, and keep it going.
And a good job on the tackle there as they get him down shy of the 1st on the 35-yard strike. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be 4th down. Here we go with Kamara. Oh, he sheds himself free. And he'll be brought down, but a tip of the cap on the spin move as that gives him a 1st down.
A 4-yard pickup on the play.
Throwing is Rattler.
Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
2nd and 10. Rattler wants to throw it. There's a short one caught by Johnson. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And this offense back to needing 10 yards after the false start. 3rd and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Perry on the move to the right.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Now is 2nd and 10.
Incomplete. The coverage by Charvarius Ward.
And Rattler, he'll throw again.
And he comes back with one complete. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
5 yards on the pickup. And this is 3rd down.
They'll look to throw again. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
They'll go. Here's Rattler.
He's going to air one out. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. The Saints' decision to go for it backfires. And this 11-play drive is going to lead to nothing on the scoreboard. Well, their first 4th down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing. They got it the first time they went for it. Why not a second time? I don't think they'll be daunted from attempting it again. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, though, any 4th down stop is a big momentum play.
They'll start on the ground with Neal. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
2nd and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Here's Purdy.
That's going to be caught by Samuel. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Purdy going to give it to Guerrero. And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35.
Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another 1st.
That's another 49er 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 35.
In motion left here, one of their tight ends.
Here's Guerrero on 1st down. And maybe a little over pursuit there as he's able to take this down to the 25-yard line.
11 more on that one and another 1st down.
49er 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Back to throw, Purdy.
Over the middle, complete. It's Neal. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
Again, it's Neal as they stay on the ground. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. A solid pickup of 12 yards, and now they're knocking on the door. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage. And
it's complete. In the end zone, touchdown 49ers.
Juwan Jennings.
A 2-yard touchdown grab.
And the 49ers add another 6 points to what's going to be a blowout victory. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack the defense and take them out of the game.
Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans.
It's been a tough go for them. It's still without any points here in the 4th quarter and a big deficit, Charles. But they moved the football on some drives. They just haven't had any points.
Yeah, and I know in their minds they're thinking the game plan has actually been working. We just haven't scored points. Well, isn't that the bottom line, partner? To put points on the board. So if you're moving it and you're not scoring, is it really working? Right now, they've got nothing left to lose. They might as well go for broke.
They'll throw. Here's Rattler. And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
To the air is Rattler. He'll find Shaheed out to the right. And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the first down.
Receivers love having the reputation of being go-to guys on third down, and he was fighting like he really wanted to have that reputation, didn't he? I mean, he came very close to making that a first down.
Broke the one tackle, but couldn't spring himself free. It'll be a net of 39, 41-yard punt, 2 on the return.
The home team's offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes a right read seemingly every time. They begin on the ground with Garindo.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Now a timeout here, at least for the moment. Looks like one of the Saints is injured, shaken up on that last play. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Another try for Garindo.
And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he is going to have a Niners first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go like turtle at this point. You can just go ahead and play.
This is Neal, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
They run with Neal. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
A gain of 2 brings up 3rd and 9.
Purdy from the gun on 3rd down.
Flushed out right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Cameron Jordan able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number is just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
Here comes the 49ers punter now as he's on here to punt it away.
Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. So following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13.
He completes it to Olave.
And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. So the victory here for San Francisco. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for San Francisco, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Meanwhile, for the Saints, The early struggles continue as they'll sink to 0-3. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.